second.
It's going live right now, babe.
All right, here we go. We're live. Yeah, all right, guys. Welcome back to the 1689 Cigar bracket, your favorite cigar-toting pastor podcaster. We got a few guests on with you. We just finished up the second day of the Elite Eight, and our winners from that are now our Final Four. So we're down to our Final Four, and I've got one of them with us here on the line. If you're watching this live stream right now, you see Chance up in the corner. He's one of the owners of 1689 Cigar. And then we have your Calvinist, Keith Foskey, in the Final Four. Keith, what's up, brother?
Hey, how you doing, man? It's good to see you. Thank you for doing this. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, and you're at Epcot Center right now, huh? So you're taking this seriously. You're with the family.
Yeah, today is my 25th anniversary, and we're celebrating my son's 9th birthday. This is my fourth child's birthday, and so he loves space. So we came to Epcot to have some fun, and they told me I could take 5 minutes and come talk to you guys and say thank you for everybody who's voted for me. I cannot believe I overcome Doug Wilson in round 2, Jay Sumter in round 3, and then Devers in round 4. Man, I'm over the moon with how much everybody's been supporting everything, and we're super thankful. So this is the best anniversary gift from you guys, is just showing me that you love what we're doing. So we're thankful.
Yeah, you're on a tear. You're definitely on a tear because to take out Wilson and then to take out Sumter out there in Moscow, and then Dusty Devers, who's on a tear right now in popularity and people tweeting about him. And I mean, that just goes to show how dedicated some of your followers and listeners are. So kudos to you, man.
Yeah, they're the best. I'm very grateful. I'm thankful for everybody who supports us, for sure.
Yeah, and a thanks got to go out to Chance at 1689 Cigars too. Obviously, guys, he's giving away premium membership for the winner, worth about $1,200 retail. And then also $10 sticks right now on the website. Go to the website, 1689 Cigar, $10 sticks for anyone who wants one for the time of the bracket. Oh, and look who we had just pop in. Matthew Everhard, the Happy Presbyterian, as I've named him. The friendly Calvinist over here with Keith Foskey and Matthew Everhard. You guys are facing off in the Final Four. So really quick, I know I only got Keith for a few more minutes. I just want to announce the Final Four. It's Keith Foskey versus Matthew Everhard. Both of those guys are on the stream right now, so maybe they'll talk a little smack. And then C.R. Wiley and Joe Rigney in the other bracket. So that's your Final Four. And it looks like, Keith, you're our only Baptist in the finals. How are you going to represent your brothers?
Well, I'm at Epcot today, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure as I go around, I'm going to tell everybody here how bad Disney is, and that will be my representation of the Baptists. I'll just let everybody.
Matthew, welcome to the live stream, and Keith, if you got to jump off, that's fine too. Whenever you do, but yeah, taking out Joel Webbin, taking out Gabe. No, who'd you take out for that? Brian from Haunted
Brian
Cosmos.
Sauvé,
Both
yeah,
you and.
Yep.
Yeah, both of you guys have had hard paths to get to the Final Four, man. Congratulations.
Yeah, the top of the bracket is where all the action is. I think everybody knows that. These guys on the bottom of the bracket, I got to tell you, you guys have had a very, very easy run. But Keith and I, we're the ones who've run through the gauntlet. So I consider the semifinal actually the final. So I don't know what happens after this. But once I take out Keith, I'm already going to preemptively consider myself the champion, because the bottom of the bracket is just like, who are these guys? Keith, have you ever even heard of some of these guys on the bottom of the bracket?
Yeah, well, I know you, because you're awesome. And let me say this, because I do got to go. My family's waiting on me. Matthew, I love you. I'm thankful for you. You're my brother.
You too, brother.
For the next 24 hours, we're mortal enemies, but
yes,
after that, friends again. And if the Lord wills it, we're going to do something fun later tonight.
All right.
Thank you to all of the people who helped us out, because I'll be back at the Airbnb later. You and I will get together and do something fun. So
that sounds good, man. See you. Have a great day, buddy. Have a great day.
Yeah. See you, Keith.
See you, Keith.
Yeah, so just a little backstory too. I kind of knew of Matthew, but didn't include him in the Reformed podcast bracket. And I had so many people tag me, and they went, "What about Everhard? What about Everhard? What about it?" Right? And I went, "Geez, this guy's got some people that really want him in this bracket." It was my oversight, so he's definitely going to be in the Reformed podcast bracket next year. But we threw him in the cigar bracket. And Matthew, I got to tell you, I looked at your kind of run to even get to the Final Four, and I was like, well, it was nice knowing you. I mean, you have a huge following on YouTube, hundreds of thousands of followers and likes and videos, and we get that. And I go, I don't know how that's going to translate to a Twitter poll, but let me tell you something, man. The guys have really come out for you, and the memes and the pictures that you're posting are funny too. The Presbyterians uniting and things like that. I don't know, man. Thanks for being involved in the bracket. I love when people like to kind of take hold of this and run with it and kind of get the idea of what we're trying to do here.
Yeah, thank you so much. I really appreciate that opportunity. I was just happy to make it through the first round. Like my thought was honestly going into this, if I make it through one round, I'm going to be happy. I'm going to consider it a victory. And yeah, the Presby brothers have just kind of carried me along the way. So I'm very thankful for that. And yeah, Final Four, man, I'm pumped. I'm stoked. Keith and I have been cheering for each other all along the way, and now we get to go at it. So this is going to be really great.
Yeah. So unlike, are you in the same boat as Keith to where you've maybe only lit up one cigar? Do you actually smoke cigars?
No, I'm a little bit more of an aficionado than Keith is. I still think that his one is suspicious. I'm not sure he technically qualifies for this entire bracket here, but I'm more legit on that mode for sure.
Yeah. So look at CR Wiley and Joe Rigney. We're going to jump on two. CR's in the middle of a construction project. You know, he's got like 80 doors or something in real estate, so he's always busy doing that. Joe was in the middle of a counseling session, so I said, you want to what, let's hold off on those. You don't have to jump on here, but I wanted to have Chance on too. Chance, 1689 Cigars, we appreciate you doing this. All sticks marked down to $10 right now on the website for the bracket. Tell us a little bit about 1689 Cigars and why you wanted to do this.
Well, I mean, it was kind of birthed out of a gentleman named Al Gomez started Reform Cigars, and he needed somebody to do his tech side on the state side to sell his cigars. And then my wife didn't like that I was spending so much time playing video games. So she said, get a manly hobby. She handed me a cigar, and the rest is history. So she kind of got me into the cigar world. And my first cigar was like a Sobra Mesa Brulee Blue from her. Probably still my favorite cigar just because it has some of that background and history to it. And then I'd noticed that the hobby is expensive. So I was like, okay, well, I want to get into this. And then I started going down the rabbit hole for the last 2 years, just working on blends, meeting the factories direct. And then there's a lot of smoke and, daggers in this industry. There's a lot of liars. And so you kind of got to go through that, lose some money, and then you figure it out, and then you have a wonderful cigar line. And that's kind of how I got here.
Hey, appreciate you doing this. And I think it's good to support other brothers in the Lord and the kingdom that are building things. Matthew, really quick, geez, man, it's crazy because like I said before, the reason I do this too is kind of to shine light on maybe people who follow me or listen to me and maybe might not know other people. Obviously you have a much more larger following on YouTube and stuff like that than I do. But I'm so glad you made it to the Final Four, because I think I posted on one of your videos a month or so ago, you're quickly becoming one of my favorite Presbyterians, which is tough to say because I hang out with some pretty great Presbyterians. Right. And I said it kind of tongue in cheek when I say Presbyterian, but we do share that. I just wanted to, not that you need it, but maybe tell people a little bit about YouTube channel, what your ministry is, some of the places and they can find resources that you've written or done, just so people watching the live stream and that are voting can go, yeah, Matthew's not my guy.
Well, thanks for the opportunity. The whole reason that I have a YouTube channel in general is just to proclaim the gospel of Christ and make sure that as much as I'm able to do, I'm always talking about Christ and his greatness, his glory, his kingdom. Beside from that, I like to shout out my church, Gospel Fellowship PCA. Having a YouTube channel is a great way to identify people with your church. If there are people in the area north of Pittsburgh, love to have you come check us out in real life. Gospel Fellowship, Bible believing, Reformed, gospel preaching church. If you're in Pittsburgh area, come check us out. Also, RPTS, the Reformed Presbyterian Theological Seminary in Pittsburgh, where I'm an adjunct professor. Love to shout out those guys too, doing awesome work. If you're thinking about going to seminary, RPTS is the place to be.
Awesome. All right, let's finish this up, guys. I don't want to make it too long. We're going to get to voting for today. Will be our Final Four, which will be Keith Foskey versus Matthew Everhard, who's here with us on the live stream. CR Wiley versus Joe Rigney on the second one. So we only have 2 brackets to vote on for 24 hours. I'm sure it's going to get fun and rowdy and maybe contentious, but that's fine. It's all in good fun. predictions, both Chance and Matthew. Now, Matthew, I know you've predicted you're going to thoroughly handle Keith Foskey, and he's not here to defend himself. So we are going to pile on. Okay. I've had people say, will you tweet this out and retweet? And look, as the admin, I do have to stay impartial. Obviously, I have my own personal bias, so I stay out of it when retweeting things, but I do like all of them because I like to see it. So we'll start with you, Matthew. You think you're going to take care of Keith, but in the C.R. Wiley, Joe Rigney, are you familiar with either of those gentlemen, or do you think who do you think is going to make it to the final?
I'm really not. Unfortunately, I wish I did know
Wow.
those guys a little bit better, but I can't really give a recommendation there. But I will say this: when it comes to me and Keith, you know, you have two choices. You got a real Presbyterian, and you have one who plays one on TV. So, you know, if you want to go with the guy that has the superior theology, or the guy that has to put on a vest and pretend that he does, then I think the choice is pretty clear.
Okay, so you go for the actual pastor, adjunct professor in Presbyterianism. Okay, in the superior theology.
You got
I get
it, man. You got it.
Chance, what do you think? Are you familiar with C.R. Wiley, obviously from Theology Podcast, pastor, Joe Rigney out there in Moscow, author, pastor. What do you think about that bracket? First of all, let's start with that bottom bracket.
I'm really familiar with C.R. Wiley. I actually met him at a dinner a couple months ago, and been texting back and forth as this was going on. And so I think CR is going to take that bracket, especially because he's 61 and he's still building houses. So, I mean, he has the strength to overcome that. And then, honestly, I'm sorry, Matt, it would probably be Keith for me, just because he's the only Baptist left. I hope he takes the whole bracket. And that's kind of my choices there.
No problem. You know, I totally understand that. In fact, Keith is such a nice guy. I might legitimately vote for him myself, and let the rest of the folks
you're
decide.
not. You're not allowed. You should be lying on live stream,
I might do it. I might do it just because I said I'm going to do it. I'm going to vote for Keith just because he's a really nice guy. I'll give him his first vote. I'll spot him one vote, and we'll see what happens.
You got to screen record it and post it on Twitter.
Will do. I'll do it. I'll do it.
So yeah, Chance, you bring up a good point. We're in a 1689 cigar smoking bracket, and we've got one Baptist and 3 Presbyterians left. So the chances aren't that great that we have a 1689 London, Baptist Confession guy winning. But Keith is a powerhouse. Matthew is too, though. Like I said before you jumped on, Matthew, I don't know if you've even tapped into anyone on the YouTube side. So it's pretty crazy that you're in the final 4. And just by kind of working it off Twitter and other Presbyterians, which I found hilarious, like Presbyterians Unite, but I do like that. But look, it's all in good fun. Yes, we have secondary doctrinal disagreements, tertiary issues, but at the end of the day, we bring glory to God in doing this. I appreciate you, Matthew, for taking part in it. Chance, I appreciate you for having this idea and sponsoring it and giving someone a good prize package too. Guys, make sure you go check out 1689 Cigar if you need some sticks, some accessories, things like that. Let's support another Christian Reformed business. You guys got anything to say before we get off the live stream and get to voting?
Thanks for having us. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you for everything you've done. And thanks for, kind of getting this going.
Yeah, absolutely. Guys, remember, you can only vote at Real DMW Podcast on Twitter, X. Make sure you're going to vote today. As soon as we get off this live stream, we're going to put up the final 4. That's going to be 2 brackets for you to vote next 24 hours. And by this time tomorrow, we're going to be down to the finals. And then on Saturday, we will be revealing the champion. Guys, thanks so much for doing this. Keep posting your gifts, your memes, retweeting. It's fun. It's good. It brings glory to God. Guys, remember, the chief end of man is to glorify God and enjoy him forever. God bless.